Okay, so last Tuesday was my last self-compassion session. I did mean for about a week to actually film a vlog about it, but whenever the opportunity came up I was just too exhausted. So I've just not been doing a lot recently. Also thinking of what I wanted to talk about, what happened at my last session. So I've got more worksheets and it's sort of summing up things really, so I don't think this will be a very long video. So there's a couple of sheets and go this one, self-compassion intentions, and it's a few statements and it says I and then a blank space, wish to, and then a certain goal. And what you do is you put your name after I, so it's almost like you're making a vow to yourself to, or saying you want to do this. So I was only to put my name to the statements that I agree with or think that I'm able to, I want to do, think I'm able to do, or will be. So if I read these out to you and then I'll say which ones that I agreed with. So it says, I wish to make a deep commitment to myself to learn to cope with my suffering and accept that it is part of my life. I wish to look for more pleasurable experiences in my life from this moment forward. I wish not to become overwhelmed by my pain and distress because I believe that I can develop strength of mind through compassionate thinking. I wish to understand and realise that we all just find ourselves here doing the best we can. I will try to treat myself with the warmth, care and attention that I would devote to others. And the last one is, I wish to learn to accept myself for all that I am, but to recognise my personal responsibilities and improve where I can. So out of those, I did struggle to find ones that I could say, yes, I want to do that, or yes, I believe that I can do that. So the ones, I put my name to 3, and the ones that I put my name to were I, Amy, wish to look for more pleasurable experiences in my life from this moment forward. I think in order to help with my depressive feelings, I need to do what I can to enjoy life more. So to do more things that I enjoy and hopefully get some enjoyment out of them as well, because there's a lot of things that I've just not been bothered to do because I didn't really get any pleasure out of it. And everything seemed so pointless that I hadn't thought, oh, I'll do this, will cheer me up, because it just seemed like, what's the point? So this is the thing, I really want to enjoy life again, so this is definitely a thing that I can put my name to at least say that I want to, even if I can't just yet. Okay, the next one that I put my name to was, I, Amy, wish to understand and realise that we all just find ourselves here doing the best we can. I tend to want to be the best person I can be, and no matter how much I improve or whatever, it's never enough. I always want to be better. So it's like I want to be the one with the most awareness of things, and be the kindest person I can be the most selfless person I can be. And because I'm constantly looking for that extremeness, that perfection, I suppose you can call it, I'm never happy with the person that I am, and I never can accept myself for the mistakes I make. So I at least want to understand and realise that I'm just finding myself here and I'm just doing the best I can. And the next one, which I very much believe in, is I, Amy, will try to treat myself with the warmth, care and attention that I would devote to others. So I need to start putting myself first a bit more, as difficult as I find it, because in the past I've been called selfish for putting myself first, So it's like I thought, oh well, I need to stop putting myself first, like ever. So I tend to make sure other people are okay, even if I'm really suffering. So I think I need to be kinder to myself, so that is something that I put my name to, in that I at least want to be better, treat myself better. Okay. Actually, I think with the thing with the election coming up and that, of course it's gone by now, I'd struggled a lot with friendships, and you know what you base a friendship on, what kind of things would be like a deal breaker. And there are certain political things, differences of opinion, and for me it was too much of a difference, so I ended up losing a friend. And in some ways I regret that, in some ways I don't, although I do miss that person. I suppose in a way maybe I was putting myself first by deciding to end that friendship, but I don't know. That's something I've got mixed feelings about. So I did mention this to my support worker, and she asked me the question, do I think of myself as an idealist or a realist? And I'm not sure, maybe I'm a bit of both. She's also going through survival instinct, like our real primal sort of instincts. So how you make a decision, is it for ourselves, the benefit of ourselves, or is it for the benefit of others, and which one we put as more important. And I suppose I felt that someone wasn't being there for me. That's why I ended that friendship. Like, the decision they'd made is a decision that would compromise my life, even though it may or may not help their life in some way. Well, that's what they believe anyway, so there you go. So the next one is called Creating Emotional Resilience. Now, the first sort of section of it is called Meaningful Life Purpose, and it's finding meaning in your life, basically finding a reason to be, I suppose. There were some examples like connecting to others, recognising we have something to offer, treat ourselves with respect, being able to live in the moment, caring for others, but not at the expense of ourselves, so not compromising yourself in order to help others, and setting small goals and recognising the strengths that we have. In this, the first question was, what in my life has the most meaning? And I found it hard to think of what kind of things give my life meaning. I suppose I felt kind of stuck with that, but it all comes back to the people that I love, so it's friends and family. And some of the things that make my life have some meaning, give me a reason to carry on, are having a connection with my immediate family. That means a lot to me. Being a good friend, or striving to be a good friend, and learning new things. So although I'm not very good at finishing them, I like things like short courses and that, and there's things that I've started but not really persevered with, maybe through lack of self-confidence or lack of motivation, something like that. But that's something, hopefully with practice, I can carry on with and maybe get these things finished. What do I do that others value? That one I really struggled with as well, because I don't know really what people think of it, but again I put it more to what I do for friends, so offering a shoulder to cry on, and also if I learn something, I like to pass on that knowledge, so teaching other people things. I couldn't think of anything else. I mean, I'd love to know what people think, what people value about what I do. I don't know. Now, the rest of this I still have to fill in. But this about perseverance is the next one. Says, ask yourself, how often am I defeated before I even try? Am I able to stay focused on my goals, or am I easily distracted? Okay. And there's tips about managing your emotions. I've not tried this yet. Maybe this is something I will try, and in the next vlog I'll tell you how it went. So things like, try to react to setbacks with grace, humour, courage and optimism. So seeing the lighter side of things, I suppose, can be quite difficult, but I suppose you think of dark humour and stuff, don't you? Focus on the positive and keep things in perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in 3 months' time? Is this a matter of life or death? Obviously this is easier said than done. I mean, in the moment we can react in all sorts of ways, and we can't be expected to act in a logical way all the time. There's also some questions. What methods can you think of that may help you to set goals and stick to them? And also, how can I make my daily routine more helpful to this end? Now with me, I'm still yet to write it all down, but I think for me I need to work on perseverance. And at the moment what I'm doing to just sort of get through the day is doing my best to reply to messages and doing my best to distract myself from my own mind. So I'm doing a lot of gaming at the moment, and I like to feel a sense of achievement from things, and although I suppose getting to different levels and getting new achievements in the game itself felt kind of good, but at the moment I'm wanting more, so maybe I can do a course or something like that. I'm getting some ideas anyway, so this is definitely a good sign. Right, so there's a couple more things here. I can just run through them quickly. Balance and harmony. Life is neither all good nor all bad. Some people dwell on disappointments, are weighed down with regrets, or tend to turn everything bad that happens in their life into a catastrophe. Resilient people learn to avoid extreme responses and practice being flexible. We can try to remain open to new experiences. Yeah, well, this is what it says anyway. I can't say I completely agree with it. Can you think of a mantra, line from a song or poem that may help you to overcome disappointments? Now, the support worker asked me this, and I was racking my brains, and all I could think was a line from a song by the Rolling Stones, and it was, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Oh, I mean, I'm sort of paraphrasing here, so I might have got it a bit wrong, but that's the gist of it. Okay, this bit, feeling comfortable with who we are. I don't know if I'll ever completely be like that. And knowing your values, so there's a list of values. I won't read them all out, but they include things like love, acceptance, freedom, happiness, independence, respect, etc. And you have to make a list from those of your top 10 values. And if you take one of the values and define it, and it says which values, if you could not honour them, would make you feel most frustrated and unhappy. Try to explain why. And then it goes on to negative emotions. So it says, which one of the negative emotions from the list below would you most avoid? So it's things like rejection, loneliness, anger, depression, failure, abandonment, that kind of thing. And then lastly, there's self-reliance. And it says here, ask yourself, is being with others a way of not confronting aspects of yourself or your own life? try making it a positive choice to be alone, not a situation you simply find yourself in, and then tackle problems one by one. Gradually increase the amount of time you spend by yourself, and you may learn to be alone without being lonely. Maintain a sense of humour. I'm not very good at being by myself. I mean, I have times where, I just need space from everyone, but generally I tend to feel lonely quite quickly, and I think I've always been like that. I've always depended on other people, and I've always been a person who has wanted friends, so I've had like small groups of friends, that kind of thing. So I've never been a complete loner, although I have felt alone many times. So self-reliance is something I need to work on as well. And maybe I do need to be a bit more comfortable with being by myself, because there are going to be times when I'm by myself. There might be a time when I live by myself in my own house. So I have to be okay with that. And I suppose I have to know and to reach out to people as well when I need to, but also to rely on myself. So that was pretty much the session, and I think I've had some benefits from it. I feel like I've got some tools to work with, so I don't feel quite as lost as I did before. So I definitely, if you're feeling lost and you're feeling really down about yourself, and if the opportunity comes up, self-compassion I think would be a good option. It's worth a try, isn't it? So hopefully that's available for you if you need it. I mean, this is from the secondary care point, so it may be that you have to be bumped up to that if you're in primary care. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's a very sort of positive kind of therapy, I suppose you could call it. Okay, so I mentioned a bit of this today because I had my appointment with my mental health nurse, and she was asking me how I'd been, and I was in better spirits today, although I was very tired. I probably look it now. So I mentioned about the self-compassion sessions and how I felt they were really helping me, and the next thing we want to work on is to do with my social anxiety / agoraphobia. I live about 5 minutes away from a shop, and at the moment I have to have someone with me to go around the shop, and I have to have someone with me to take me to the shop. And my nurse has set me a challenge, so by the next time that I see her, I have to have walked to the shop, even if not going in once, and also another time to have walked to the shop and actually go inside as well, by myself. So this is something I think is doable. It would cause me a lot of anxiety, and I'll be worried about having a panic attack, but it's not completely out of the question. So in a vlog soon, I'll be talking about how I felt doing these walks to the shop by myself. So I'd say maybe in a week, maybe in a few days time, you'll see another vlog from me. We'll just see how my fatigue is. So I'll see you next time.